Hey everyone, it's Memento Mori here with another big think for y'all. Something that's been bugging me for a while, for the last few months actually, has been seeing all these MindGeek memes all over the internet. For some of you guys that might not know, for some of you guys that don't happen to venture to certain assholes of the internet, MindGeek is a huge porno company. What they would call themselves would be like an entertainment distributor or something like that along those lines. But don't let them fool you. They're porn smut peddlers, and yeah, you should hate their guts just like I do. Yeah, if you're a guy and you're under the age of 65, you've probably heard at least of one of their brands that they own. They own a shit ton of companies like Pornhub, Xvideos, all this. Basically, if it's a porn company on the internet, they own it. It was founded by a few Middle Eastern guys that started a site called Brazzers, which is a huge porn company that's pretty popular. Funnily enough, I didn't know it until I looked it up, but it's apparently it seems like it's Arabic for brother, which is weird. It's a Canadian company. It's been bought out a few times, but the guy who owns it now is Ferris Antoon, who is, I guess, under investigation for trying to dodge taxes or something like that. It's the largest porn company in the world, that's for sure. And it does both the free things and the paid. So I mean, it's making money here and there with everything they're doing. I'm sure they're making money off the ads and the traffic and all this, and it's a huge company. I mean, I think I saw somewhere that it was 13 billion or something like that. It's what its net revenue is a month. So I'm not sure what gross ends up being, but they're doing pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't mind having that kind of money for me personally. But from what I've seen, it's everyone says it's basically a monopoly. They own pretty much everything. All the old like magazines and videos you'd see in like the weird creepy truck stop sort of like porn and sex shops. Apparently that's all going out, which doesn't surprise me. The internet's going to shut down most of that stuff. I'm not surprised in the slightest, honestly, considering how easy the access is. So it's not something I'm really surprised about. But what I am surprised about is the amount of bandwidth that it takes up. I mean, we all guess that. I mean, porn is huge as far as the bandwidth of the internet's concerned. There's always been that running joke that half the internet's porn, and it's unfortunately not wrong. According to a recent study here, porn searches and sites are responsible for more bandwidth usage than Facebook, Amazon, or Twitter combined. MindGeek's basically it is the online pornography industry. There's really no one out there aside from those random cam thoughts that sit on their webcams and ask for money. Aside from them, MindGeek's it. They're the gatekeepers. And their sites here, what I'm seeing here is 100 million unique visitors a day. And a few reports are saying here that they're the top 3 consumers of bandwidth on the internet globally. So that's pretty massive. Which is something to think about, because if you think about it, think about Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, all that stuff. I mean, Facebook, everything. Think about all that, and then think about how much bandwidth that possibly is with all the possibly billions of individual users, and then think that these guys are in the top 3. I mean, that's a pretty sobering thought. That's a lot of fucking porn. I mean, it truly is, and it's a lot of bandwidth for something so sinister and disgusting. I mean, another thing to think about with that is think about if Netflix or YouTube or something you might actually think would be a third, top 3 bandwidth users on the internet. Think about if a company was actually that big. The government would step in. I mean, there's no question in my mind that there would be some sort of investigation. They'd try to I don't know if they'd shut it down or fine it or what, but they would definitely think, what's going on here? There would be some kind of inquiry to say, why is this particular company getting this much traffic on the internet? Not necessarily that they're making this much money, but why are they making people come to them in hundreds of millions each day for their daily fix? I mean, Facebook does it, and I mean, we all understand what Facebook is. You're getting connected with individuals that you might have gone to school with and you don't catch up with anymore, family members that live far away, or maybe you're just an Instagram thought. I don't know, and need your fix of daily validation. But porn is the biggest out of all of these. Porn. This is it's still hard for me to wrap my head around. I'm still reeling from it, honestly. That people could be so consumed with pornography that it's this high on the list. I mean, higher than Facebook. I mean, and then another thing to think about with that is, I mean, if you're thinking about how much of the internet is being used for pornography, and then you look at all these studies that are coming out saying like kids watching porn, all this stuff. Parents are worried about social media. Your kids getting on Facebook and saying something they shouldn't do, or posting a video of them bullying a kid, and it ruins their lives forever. Well, I mean, yeah, that's something to worry about for sure. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't, but yeah, kids that are watching porn. I mean, apparently about 60% of them start watching it around age 11, and the internet is literally full of this stuff. I mean, as we can see, and parents. I mean, I'm sure they're always worried about it. I'm sure. Moms more so than dads, because I mean, there's always. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one. If you guys are my age, I mean, back when magazines were a thing, I mean, it was like you were the cool kid if you could like get your friends together and you could sneak in and steal your brother's like Playboy, and you could see a like half naked chick on a car or something. That was cool. Like you were you were the guy. And I mean, that's what porn was to us when I was growing up. But now. I mean, if you just look at the search terms, I mean, I'm just going to pull them up here. It's kind of weird. I mean, I'm a traditional Catholic man. I'm married. I don't watch pornography. I have no idea, and I'm not going to subject myself to going to one of these sites and looking at what's on the front page or most searched or whatever goes on there. But some of those popular terms here are mom, stepmom, stepsister, sister, lesbian, teen. Okay. And we wonder why there's a pedophilia problem, and oh god. But yeah, so mom and stepmom. So they're basically peddling incest. And this is one of the largest, influencers, if you want to call it that, on the planet, considering how much of the bandwidth it's using up. Yeah, this is weird. This is absolutely weird. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah. So incest and teens and lesbian, and yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it's not hard to see why we have such a problem we have, because I mean, with the amount of people that voluntarily divulge that they watch pornography, especially teenagers. I mean, imagine what this does to your sense of the world. Imagine what this is doing to their psyches. I mean, they're developing minds. They're trying to figure out who they are, what a normal person is, and they see this stuff, that it's apparently glorified in some way, that it's the best thing you can ever do sexually. It's a great thing. It feels the best. There's nothing better than it. And they're thinking that towards incest and teens, which I mean, if you're a teen, I guess is not a big deal, because you're just lusting after people your own age, which I mean, it's not good, but it's not like. I mean, it's not terrible, in my opinion, to be interested in people your own age. But, I mean, I guarantee you, I mean, the teen thing, I mean, I don't even want to know what they're doing, like, because I know it's all role-playing. I'm sure you have, I'm sure none of them, well, I don't know, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if there were a bunch of underage women involved in some sort of sex trafficking thing with the pornography industry. It wouldn't surprise me. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that these are all over 18 women, and they're acting like they're little girls or something. As some sort of sick role-playing thing, and people might not think that that's a big deal, thinking, well, at least they're not molesting kids in real life. Well, sure. I mean, I can see where it's good to have some sort of idea that it's a way to deter or something like that. It's a great way to stop people from acting upon their desires in real life. I'm sure that's a great argument to why we should just let it be. But the fact is that they're harboring this sort of stuff in their minds, and eventually, sooner or later, the wall's going to wear down. They're going to stop. They're going to stop realizing what's fantasy and what's real, and it's. I don't know. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I didn't think there was much that could stun me. I thought it was pretty jaded. I've seen a lot of things in my life, but this is pretty good. Just seeing the numbers laid out for you, it's disturbing.